Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. To all the beautiful people who have subscribed, who keep checking, who keep coming back, who keep watching my videos, you are the real MVPs and I love to blow you guys a kiss. Mwah. Thank you, Jerry. You are the best. That's why I love you guys. And for those who are new, you're in for a good time, for a good ride. Well, please, I know that this video is going to be educative as much as fun. If so, I would advise that you subscribe, you like, please. Okay, I'm begging, subscribe, like, comment, share. All right, sometimes I think creating fun videos for marriage topics, especially when you're big on getting people to understand that marriage is not that difficult. Marriage can be fun. It's hard though. How you keep people on the channel and say, it's marriage you want to be talking about here. They'll be like, oh God, this topic again. But yeah, someone's got to say it. Someone's got to talk about it. And it's got to be me, right? But to be honest, right, I just feel like the way people perceive marriage is not that difficult, honestly. It's not that difficult. It's not as hard as people make it seem like. I'm not lying. Let's get down to today's topic, and I want to talk about communication. It's something you are aware of, but do you practice it? Do you know the actual way to pass across information? That's the best interpretation. Do you know how you pass across information in a marriage? Today, I'm going to focus on the men, and then we'll do another video for the women. But today, I'm talking about the men. There's the way the man is supposed to communicate with the wife. There's the way the wife is supposed to communicate with the husband. And I just want to talk about how men can talk to their wives, right? Right? How men can basically communicate properly. Communication is not just talking. There are different ways in how we can communicate. It can be body language. It can be what you say. It can be what you don't say, right? There are so many ways you can talk. And today, I want to give you different pointers and different ways each party is supposed to communicate on those pointers, right? Are you confused? Don't be. Let's just follow me and you'll get what I mean. This video, ladies, you have your husband, come and draw his ear. Don't pull his literally. I'm gonna say I'm teaching you abuse, but tell him to come and watch. This is very necessary. Men, you have not married, learn it. Men, you have married, learn it. You are thinking of marriage, learn it. You are still going into marriage, learn it. You have married for 10 years, learn it. 5 years, learn it. 20, learn it. All right? It's necessary that you know all these things. So yeah, let's get into it. So first things first, let's talk about communication. Communication in a marriage is how we pass across information, how we share our views and thoughts about various issues, how we settle disputes, all right? And it's essential in any marriage. In fact, in any kind of relationship. No communication, no relationship. I cannot even say you're my best friend and we don't talk, we don't communicate, or we don't know how to communicate properly. What's the point? Communication is necessary, is a necessity, just like food and water. In the relationship, in any relationship, in a marriage, is the food and water you guys need. Is the shelter you need. All right? You need communication on every side. I will start with the physical. So men, I know this one is sweating you. It's the one you like. Physical communication. Touch. Right? And before your mind flies, I just think, hey, my wife will not let me touch her. Hello, sir. It's not all about this. All right? It's not all about do. Touch. Oh my goodness. So you see like a strand of her hair is off. Fix it. All right? That finger that do like this, it will send shivers down her spine. It's necessary. It's a tingly feeling. All right? Touch. A little spank here and there. Very necessary. Holding. So different ways of holding. It can be on the bed where you cuddle. It can be on the waist when you hug. All right? Men, catch all these things. There's one thing I don't personally appreciate, and I have to let my husband understand. When you are hugging me, don't be holding my shoulder. What's all that? Am I your sister? I don't get it. Am I your sister in the Lord? Am I your friend? Am I your wife? When you're hugging me, hold the right place. Hold my waist. Hold it nicely. Hold it tenderly. Hello, sir. I better shout it. And let me shout it. Hello, sir. When you're hugging your wife, don't do sister hug that you now do like this. Stop it. Stop it. It's wrong. It's absolutely wrong. What's that? What's that? You're hugging your colleague. Even if you're hugging your colleague in the office, your colleague they feel the hug better than the wife that is at home. How you hugging your wife as if no they are forcing you? Touch matters a lot to women. And when you touch, sir, everything don't have to lead there. You don't have to lead there all the time. Touch can just be touch. You're right. Just give her a nice boom. Whether she's cooking in the kitchen, whether she's stepping out, whether don't go and be doing the bomb as if you're pressing pure water. What's all that? What was that? It look like factory to you. What that does, what physical touch does, is that it lets the lady know she is wanted. Yeah. Let her feel sexy. She's like, ooh, ordinary my hand is doing in jiggy jiggy. Ordinary my face. Hey, he cannot take his eyes off me. Let her know, okay? As one, I want to talk about the verbal. Verbal talk. The verbal one is when we are expressive, right? Verbally, we can talk about our needs, expectations, things we like, things we don't like. We share everything verbally. So verbal communication is quite broad as well, and I'll break it down like this. When you are communicating verbally, right, it's advisable to be completely honest. Completely honest. Open your mouth, sir. I feel some sort of way about this thing, right? Don't say, if we talk now, if we say now, she'll be angry. Please, sir, say. Actually speak. She's not a witch, right? Neither is she a superwoman, a magician. She cannot know what is in your head all the time. So sometimes actually opening your mouth to say works. So there's one thing I know that is common amongst Nigerian men. Even me up till now, I'm still experiencing it, and it is now a constant. I have to remind, I have to say, I have to constantly let him know that you've got to talk about this thing. And it says, what do you want to eat? Yes, let's not lie. It might sound very, it doesn't sound important here. Excuse me, it's stressful. What do you want to eat, sir? I want to eat rice and pepper soup. Gaskia, we'll go and look for it. To be honest, I will gladly enter the market and I will look for the meat. Which kind of pepper soup? Please be specific. Goat meat, pepper soup. I will enter. I will even tell them to give me the juiciest part of the goat meat. And I know that I am going to come and make lovely goat meat pepper soup with all the woozlies and everything that is inside to make it lovely. Anything is not food, sir. Anything is not food, sir. Maybe I should even try this. Hello, Mr. Demola, if you're watching this video, just know that the next time you say anything, I'm going to write it on a piece of paper. I'm going to put it inside the plate. I'm going to cover it. You're going to eat anything, right? Sir, Is that what you want your wife to try to? When communicating based on the kind of situation, on these pointers, look for the one that will match that situation. She's doing something you do like, maybe that's not the right time to use verbal communication. Study your spouse. Or maybe if you're going to use verbal communication, there's a way you have to say it. So verbal communication cannot be harsh. Sorry about that. I don't know what got into my eyes. Tell me sorry. Or can you help me blow it? Anyway, verbal communication cannot be harsh. You can't say because it is verbal communication and you have to say it exactly how it is, or you have to speak your mind. Hello, sir. When you are talking to your boss in the office, do you speak your mind in a harsh manner? No, sir. Especially if the boss is a lady, a beautiful woman at that. Do you speak in a harsh manner? No, sir. So why do your wife you think you can come and drop dustbin on? We don't appreciate that. Please, don't do that. It's bad. Say it in a nice way. Say it in a nice manner. Before you talk to your boss in the office, sir, don't you sit down and try and compose it in your head. Don't you sit down and try and do the essay in your mind. You do that. Why can't you do that with your wife? Sit down and say, okay, what's the best way I have to pass across this information? Now, don't be harsh about it. Be kind. And try to use a situation matter or an I matter than a you matter. So, for example, I don't like the way I was spoken to today. I don't appreciate that situation where the room was dirty today. Please don't say you. It creates a defensive mechanism on the other person's side. They want to defend. I did not do that. I did not do that. So find, nice ways of communicating. So that's the verbal communication. That's a very fantastic way of, expressing yourself. Another way of communicating is the emotional way. One way you can do that fantastically is by listening. Hello, sir. When your wife is talking to you, what are you doing? Are you watching Netflix? CNN? Are you pressing your phone? Why are you saying you are doing this? I can hear you. I can hear you. You are not listening, sir. Yeah. And you are disconnecting emotionally. Don't do that. When your spouse is communicating, or your wife is communicating with you, eye contact. Look into her eyes. Yeah. It shows you're listening. Nod. Shake your head. Little gestures. Let her understand that you understand what she's saying, or you are paying close attention. And maybe when she says, do you know that he now shouted? You go, ha. That's the reaction we're looking for. It shows you are listening. You are listening. Baby, this is how I felt when you did this and did this. And you're looking at her, you're like, I'm sorry. She knows you're listening. Even if listening, sometimes we want you to listen, sometimes not to answer. We want you to, it can be office gist. So I want to come and lay all my burdens for the day, all the wahala and all the stress I've gone through today. I just want to come and talk. We are talkers. Our mouth is tabelebelebe everywhere. We just want someone to listen. It shows you care. Just listening is an emotional way of communicating. It lets them know that they can always be heard. We always feel like, okay, there's someone who can listen to my gibberish. I just need someone who's a good listener. And that's a form of communication, all right? Psychological way of communication is quite deep. And it takes a level of you knowing your spouse or your wife for you to catch up on that. Yeah. So this is the psychological one. Catching up, on picking up on non-verbal actions, or on just body language. It's almost like you being a psychic, right? You know, you just figuring out that when she's doing like this, or maybe when she's giving you a one word answer, something is wrong, right? And it's not for you to not get angry and say, oh, she has started. Please, sir, don't do that. Some people are really quick on catching up, especially when you know how to read people quickly. Some are not that quick on doing that, but it is something that can be developed. The good thing about communication is that it can never be perfect. It is never 100% perfect, but it is something that can be learned and something that you have to practice. So you have to learn the best way of communication. Amongst all of this, your spouse will prefer one. Sir, try it on and see the one they respond to best, and then you will now figure out, okay, this is the one that works and this is what. So it takes a level of practice, continuous practice, for you to figure out this one. And it takes you paying attention, this psychological way. You will pay attention. So for example, my husband knows that when I start to sulk, something is up, something is definitely up. And it takes a level of knowing. So some people, from sending flowers to sending a bowl of ice cream to sending something your wife likes or doing something they like, you know, sending a text of encouragement or a text, you know, telling them how beautiful and how much you appreciate them. An appreciative text, a prayer goes a long way. So that is a psychological way of communicating, picking up on all these tiny things that your spouse does. She understands that, how did he catch that? How did he know that? Or, you know, sometimes some women are not very vocal on how they feel, and it takes it takes a lot of you nudging and, you know, telling them what is it before they answer you. But there's something that will let them talk. Something will let them speak up. Mine is just caring, just saying, what's wrong? Like, really, what's going on? Did I do something wrong? Did someone offend you? Is something wrong in the house? Did one of the kids offend you? And I'll just be like, do you know that? Hey, you're catching. Oh, mommy, yeah. Some people is flowers. He got me red roses. Do you even know what happened today? Some people is ice cream, sweet tooth. So picking up on all those tiny things. Most of our actions are emotionally driven, right? So you have to try and figure it out. So sir, start doing detective work. How are you a detective? How are you one? You can be one. Try it, all right? It's not gonna hurt anybody. That's one that I think most people don't do, but it's quite necessary. And one way a woman can know that, you know, how you can communicate with your wife sometimes is by teaching. Teach her. She doesn't know how to do some things, teach her. She doesn't know how to do things that you like, teach her. Don't shout all the time. You don't have to even complain about it. Just teach. Just teach. It's a form of communication. We are passing knowledge. All right? Just teach. Even down to spoken English, she's not getting the pronunciation of something right. Oh, that's not it, it's this. It shows them you care and, you know, you're willing to let them get better on their flaws. Sometimes it's not even you teaching, it's about you helping them get a better place to learn. So for kudos to all those men who, you know, pay for their wives to get sort of training, whether be it the ones in school, or maybe a course online, or a skill. You're helping them, you're teaching them, and that is great. That is fantastic. So yeah, teach. Now there's the financial one that I know people like. Most women like. I like it. So yeah, credit our account. Excuse me, sir. When last did you send money to your wife just because? No reason. She's calling you like, oh my goodness, baby, I just got so in my account. What's it for? You're like, nothing. Just take care of yourself. Spoil yourself for me. Hey, yaga yaga yay! So much of a confident speech. I love it. I love it so much. Please credit the account. Not for anything. You will notice that week, hey, things are gonna happen. Financial something is a magical form of communication. You don't get it. Don't forget about it. You need to know it. All right, communicate with her financially. She has just been doing banko up on the place. She's not just saying be like Mr. Macaroni and send her a few thousand. She not call yourself baby. Was that the freaking yourself, my girl? As I freaking your account, freaking your smile. Make yourself happy. Alright? Just do something. Buy something nice that they like, John. Spoil her small. That's a financial form of communication. You let them know that Uncle, he told you me, he take care of me, too much. You know that all the English I've been speaking are fly when you reach money. I like it. I don't love money, but I like it. What it can do, I like it. It's great, yeah. It's a very fantastic way of communicating. If you've never done it before, try it. You've never done it before? Esa, you've never done it before? Try it. Come back and testify. Alright? Come back and give testimony. If you try this with any lady and it don't work, call me. I'll pay for your data. Yeah, I say it with my full chest. I'll pay for your data that you used to watch this video. And last but not the least is the spiritual. There's something about you being the head of a home, right? As Christ is the head of the church, you as a man at the head of your home, you're at the head of your wife, all right? So there's Christ, there's the man, and there's his wife. There's a hierarchy. Communicate with her spiritually. When you take charge in your home spiritually, there is something it does. It sets your wife properly. He aligns her. But when you cannot even tell your wife, this is the church we're supposed to go to as a family, and she cannot align, there's something wrong. You're not doing something right. It is like the most important mode of communication. And you setting the spiritual tone right in your home guarantees a lot of things. It aligns a lot of things. It makes a lot of things go orderly, right? The minute you can say, okay, we're going to be praying in this house at so time every day, no questions. The day you are not around, they will do it. Yeah, they will know they have to do it because daddy has said it. My husband has said it. It cannot be changed. The minute you can set the spiritual tone in your house, and this is not just about devotion, it's also about praying for your wife. So she's stepping out for something. Oh, baby, come. Let me say a quick word of prayer over you. It helps. There's this alignment because that is God's way, right? And the minute you do it God's way, every other thing aligns. Every other thing follows. It's just easy. You will notice disrespect is minimal, if not gone totally. She would align. Just set the tone spiritually. Be the leader of your home when it comes to the things of God. It's not your wife that will fast every time and pray in the house. It's not your wife that will have to lead prayer. It is not your wife that has to be the one to pray for something to click. You're the husband, you're the head of the home. She's the neck. Well, you see, both of you are together. But what does that mean? Without this cannot function. Without this cannot function. However, this is on top of this, and this one directs this one, right? So you are the head. Don't say, baby, there's one in this thing. Yeah, you have to pray. You have to pray. Nah, sir, why can't you pray? Why can't you say, baby, come, sit down. this and this and this is our vision for the family. I want both of us to sit and fast. I want us to sit and pray. We're going to pray together, and we're going to pray 2 times, 3 times a day, and this would happen for our family. All right? So yeah, I think those are fantastic ways men can communicate with their wives. Or what do you think? All right, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. If you feel there's another thing I missed though, because as I am like this, I'm not God, I don't know it all. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. All right, tell me everything you think. Tell me ways, in which you think, is the best way you communicate with your spouse, or how you wish your husband communicated with you better. And if this is going to be useful to you guys, please by all means share it, forward it to as many people as possible. And yeah, till the next video, I'll catch you guys later. Bye.
Understanding, you respected every boundary.